It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored, Cam Newton, Ashley Nicole Moss, 106 in Sports, premiering October 15th at 10 p.m. on BET, baby.
One time.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on? First of all, thank you for my smoothie.
I saw you had purchased some cheap $20 smoothies. So I was trying to get on your good side.
I'm very upset I purchased that smoothie. It was just I had to see what the hype was about, and the hype was not real.
Yeah,
so
and I couldn't bring
that
Boogie one because as a hyper masculine male, I can't be the one who's that man. I bought Cam Newton a smoothie. That can't work in the A. That can't work in the
You know who else got good smoothies? Waffle House.
We're not bringing this Waffle House conversation up again. We're not doing this. We're not having this conversation.
Anybody having a Waffle House smoothie is diabolical.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you go to Waffle House on a first date?
Yeah, I would.
What? Are you from here?
Look at the face.
I'm from Gwinnett.
See, I wouldn't go to Waffle House on a first date.
You wouldn't go to Waffle House on a first date?
No. The only way I would go to Waffle House on a first date is like if we were out all night together.
Yeah.
And like, no, he's talking about like 7:30. I'm going to pick you up in my car and I'm bringing you to Waffle
House.
House.
CeeLo Green and Candlelight Dinner at the Waffle House?
I never said that. I asked.
She put words in your mouth, Cam?
That was the scenario. No. That was the scenario.
Okay, hold on. What's the scenario? Give me the scenario and then we'll decide.
The scenario was what the scenario was. Would you go to Waffle House on the first date?
So he like texted me and was like, hey, I want to take you to Waffle House.
It's the first date. Are you going to Waffle House?
I've done it before.
Too much words and too much scenarios. The scenario was, would you go to Waffle House?
I've done it before.
You feel what I'm
saying? And I had a
great
time with that.
I had an unbelievable time.
Yeah.
You know,
can let loose
it
at
has
Waffle House.
everything that you need. Good food, good people, security.
The rats in the back.
The fight gonna be on point.
You can see what they're cooking.
And it's sanitary. It's like
I don't know about that. I've been to White
everything.
Castle on a first date, but I was like 16.
White Castle.
Well, that's a New York thing.
Yeah. Now that's diabolical.
It's a New York thing.
I feel like in Atlanta, if somebody was like, hey, let's go to Waffle House real quick, you could definitely do that for like first
flex.
date. Yeah, it's cute.
So, Ashley, you were, out and describing what the show was because I was kind of asking you what was it because we see all the promo and stuff. And I think you had a perfect description of the mashup. Can you tell people?
You want to hear my description?
Yeah, tell Cam so see if he agrees with this.
I don't know if Cam's going to.
Yeah.
I
regurgitate that thing,
I said
Ashley.
this. I said it was a combination of First Take, Pardon the Interruption, and the original 106 in Park.
With some debate in there, too.
With some debate in there. So it's debate, culture, music, lifestyle, everything in one. Like that? Like that mashup that I came up with?
No.
All right.
What is it, Cam?
I give it Wildin' Out meets Arsenio Hall meets Oprah Winfrey.
What?
Meets 106
Who's
in Park.
Oprah? Which one of y'all's Oprah?
We're doing sit down talk, are we not?
Oh, okay.
Well, that's where the 106 in Park aspect comes. The debate aspect is First Take, and the rapid fire countdown is Pardon the Interruption.
That's cool. That's yours.
He said Arsenio Hall. Okay.
Arsenio, like the vibe in it. Do you know what Arsenio Hall was?
Arsenio was the culture.
Arsenio was him.
Arsenio was the culture.
He was the culture.
I mean, to this day, I still do a woo 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 when I walk in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I mean, I was a little too young to watch Arsenio.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
on
with
YouTube,
you,
though.
sis.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm
You're
going to pray
right.
for you.
I'm praying for you every day, Cam.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
106 in Sports, Cam Newton, Ashley Nicole Moss. We got more coming up. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. It's Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta. It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored, 106 in Sports, Cam Newton and Ashley Nicole Moss, premiering October 15th, and they are here in the studio live with us. Bug, how you been, man?
Man, I'm magnificent.
Congratulations on the baby,
magnificent.
man.
Thank you so much. Appreciation.
Casanova?
Casanova, yes.
What was the weight? Was it a big baby?
What was he? 7 pounds? You know, but the crazy thing is with my children, the smaller they are,
right,
the more that they grow into. So Chosen was my biggest baby, and
right.
He was 10 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then now I tease him all the time because now he's like his sister is getting taller than him.
Yeah,
and Sovereign Dior. So yeah, I'm just lucky that God has given me the opportunity to be able to procreate and reproduce.
That you are.
And you've definitely taken advantage of it.
You're doing it.
And reproduce.
I thought that's what we were here for.
That was profound.
In the name of God.
Amen.
Procreate and reproduce.
So when you walked into that stadium when they retired your number,
yeah,
because I saw you with the kids or whatever, it's people that are in the Hall of Fame. Of course, it's a goal for a lot of people, but to have that up in that stadium for forever. What was that like for you to be able to have your family there? Because I know
Yeah.
that had to be crazy to share that with the family.
The thing that people don't understand is that you do what you do for your family. And I've had opportunities to go to different things, and I had to respectfully decline because I wasn't able to share it with anybody. You know, when they give me a +1, it's like, no, I need at least like a +8. and somebody must say, they be like, man,
Cam on 8 people.
Yeah, it's not that. It's like, yo, to see my children's face, and they may not even be able to really grasp the totality of everything, but I've seen it firsthand when, oh my God, that's Cam Newton. Hey, War Eagle, oh my God, that's Cam. And then when my daughter looks up at me, it's like, that's just daddy.
Right.
You know, when we're coming back or we're driving back home or when we're, you know, talking and discussing certain things, and when they say that spending time or throwing the football that had nothing to do with, you know, man, seeing my dad jersey retire, like what you would guess, but they just want to spend time.
Right.
You know, and that's what I want most for them, and they deserve that. So to share that was the most gracious and thing that I appreciated the most about this past weekend.
Do you eat free in Auburn? Because I know there's some people that come in town like, hey man, your money's no good here.
Let's just say I don't show my wallet much.
Okay. Your money's no good.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all call it, but I don't show my wallet much. But man, I think Auburn, you know, is what it did for me. That place, it rejuvenated what I thought, but it came into fruition.
Yeah.
You know, you can dream certain things, but to see it manifest as and how you dreamt it, that's different, you know, and that's why I'm appreciative, because I didn't do it alone. You know, to have, you know, my father take one of the most ultimate sacrifices to take the fall, it was like, yo, like, man, you a real one for that one. You know what I'm saying? And then to have the support around me as well.
Wow. We got more when we come back. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. It's Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta. It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored, 106 and Sports. Cam Newton, Ashley Nicole Moss, BET, you know, a spin on a classic. Ashley, my question to you, you were 25 years old, and there's a very popular post where you said they were telling you, you should, if you wear your hair like this, or if you wear a blazer, you can, things will be different.
Form a blonde.
And you decided that I'm not going to do that. I think the same is true with, like, when I met Cam at a Super Bowl, he was just passing. I only think you remember this. You signed my kid's autograph. He was tiny, but you was getting ready to get on a plane and you stopped. But that was the clean-cut, clean-shaven Cam for both y'all. Do you think your chemistry, when you decided, man, we just going to be us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cam and I both really value authenticity, and I think we both are at stages in our career and in our lives where we're comfortable being authentic.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a while to get there. Obviously, Cam's experience as an athlete is different than mine being a journalist, but I think it's the same as being told you have to be something in order to be successful, right? You have to look a certain way, act a certain way. In the NFL specifically, you know, you're supposed to die on the shield. It's the league first, and you can't be an individual. You can't be to this. You can't be to that. It's not about you. It's about the industry. And then the same can be said kind of when you are from the journalism side. You know, women are told they're supposed to look a certain way, be a certain way, dress a certain way, and that's the blueprint of what success looks like, and that's how you become successful. And I think we've both kind of gone through the ebbs and the flows of that, and now we're on the other side where the industry is a lot different. It looks different. And I think we're just both comfortable in living in authenticity versus trying to be something we're not.
Now, my question to you, Ashley, is did you have a moment where it just propelled your authenticity where you can remember, like, this is what changed me?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic for sure. I think that, you know, the industry was flipped upside down during the pandemic. And I think that I remember watching one of my old reels, And I didn't even recognize myself. I was like, my hair was constantly straight. It was blonde. It just did not look like me. I didn't even sound like me. And I think the pandemic really valued or changed the industry where people started valuing authenticity. You see more player podcasts popping up at that time. And you see, people doing things from home and everything looks different. It's not that seamless studio look. And I think that's where the shift was. And I went into it after the pandemic kind of lifted. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to where we were.
Yeah.
What was that moment for you, Cam?
I just gave y'all a layup. You're welcome.
Look at you in your bag.
But it was after the Super Bowl. I had a revelation that if you want to be what they want you to be, they still gonna say something that they don't like about you. So for me, I said I might as well be myself. I would always get critiqued about the clean look or whatever. And I remember having this conversation with my father, one of the most, if not the most influential person to me on earth. And he was like, you need to get back to the clean shaven. And I was like, Pop, you bestowed impact, and I'm impacting more people with long hair, dreadlocks, than not. Because when I go back to College Park, East Point, south side of Atlanta, where I'm from, Zone 3, Zone 1, Zone 4, Zone 6, like, people now can say, hey, Cam got dreads. Hey, Cam is authentically him. Hey, Cam is, just a strong presence. If he can do it, I can do it. I ain't got to rob. I ain't got to steal. I ain't got to, sell drugs. I can do that. Cam making it look cool. And it's not that, I wanted to be a rebel or an outlaw. I just wanted to inspire people in a way that I know that would inspire me.
With 106 in sports, about the premiere on the 15th, you do realize that you guys are about to really kick holes in a lot of doors of these traditional sports casting and reporting, and Cam, I'm gonna tell you, your haberdashery is always on point. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Especially brother brothers of the leaf.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and so it's like, and then when you come in, you are what they say, you're a triple threat.
Yeah.
That's what she calls herself.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't call myself
That's
that.
what they call you.
That's what they call you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Okay.
she knows.
I've been
telling
called
you.
worse.
But with that being said, bringing life to BET, bringing that to BET, a network like that, how is that going to come over with everybody? Like, we don't do BET no more. You think people are going to gravitate to that now?
Yeah, I mean, we hope so. I mean, I think the goal is to kind of just give people what they've been missing. And I think that, in traditional sports media, you listen to sports talk, you watch sports shows, there's only a certain way that they cover certain things.
Right.
And that's just because that's what the model is. And I think the benefit of BET is because they're new in the game, there aren't any rules. And I think that Cam and I have the opportunity to kind of be in the driver's seat and create a show and create an environment that we want, that we know people want, and that's authentic to us. I know Cam's extremely passionate and has been advocating for more of a platform for HBCUs. That's something that we're going to be doing. And I know that a lot of people have missed that. BET was one of the first to put HBCUs on a big platform.
Right.
Cam's been very vocal about wanting to do that again. So that's something we're going to be able to do. And highlighting Black athletes and Black conversations within the sports world, and not just highlighting Black talking about sports in a way that you can't do in traditional media because it's just not what the model is something that we're looking forward to. So yes, we're obviously going to be highlighting Black culture and Black athletes, but we're also just going to be talking about sports overall in a way that we just can't do on traditional media. And I think that's something we're both kind of ready to dive into.
And I want to say this, and I came up where, you had 106 in Park, you had, Big Tig in the Basement. I just recently said, Bobby Jones Gospel. You had BET Uncut, right? You had these syndicate shows that got people's attention. My challenge that, to answer your question would be, I want to make BET cool again, right? That's the challenge. And when we're taking this, embarking on this journey, we need people's support. We want people's support. We want to make BET a destination for people to be entertained, empowered, and informed with certain things. So for me, is it something that I'm looking forward to? Absolutely. Am I trying to be, Terrence J, Free, AJ, Bow Wow, Roxy? Like, no, we don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take the willingness to the consumer and the viewer to say, hey, they got something. Right. And when you watch the episode that premieres tonight and every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central, you will see the willingness to try to put people in a very nostalgic state to say, man, I remember when this show was on, and that would be the most rewarding thing that we could do,
mm-hmm.
be a part of, and that's what excites us.
We got more. When we come back, it's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored, 106 and Sports. Cam Newton and Ashley Nicole Moss, premiering Wednesday, October 15th at 10 Eastern Standard Time on BET.
So, Ashley Nicole, I want to go back to when we were talking about, your decision to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a woman that also, I started in sports when I came in, and then I switched over to entertainment.
I did radio once upon a time, too.
Yeah,
though,
they're synonymous.
What?
But I do feel like they're synonymous, especially sports and entertainment. But being around a lot of men or in a male-dominated field, and you still want to be feminine, but you don't want to be overly sexy, how are you balancing that? Because sometimes I like to show a little skin, but it's like I know there's a lot of men that are also
Skin.
Yeah, I don't feel like you should have to, and I've always been very aware of this and very mindful of this, I should say. I'm not going to dilute my sexuality as a woman because there are men who don't know how to control themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I feel the same.
Because at the end of the day, like that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that I can do is allow my knowledge and the way that I carry myself to speak more than what I look like. But if there are going to be men in the industry who want to minimize you to just being an attractive woman, there's nothing you can do about it. You can be as smart as insert the smartest person that name in there, and it won't matter. So, like, it's not my responsibility to dilute my sexuality to make men comfortable. Like, that's not my problem.
Lucky.
You know what I mean? It's just not. And it took me a few years to kind of get to that mindset because you don't want to add another kind of barrier to what you're already experiencing as a woman in the industry. Exactly. But it came to a point, like, you can be turtlenecks, slacks, garbage bag over your face. Men will still find a way to be like, damn. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not my problem. Like, women have figures, they have bodies, and it's not our responsibility to try to hide it, to make sure that men's eyes don't wander. They're going to do what they do at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So, girl, show that skin.
Show that skin.
Show the skin. There.
So, as we get ready to wrap up here, Cam, I guess the question is for you. I mean, we were told that there was going to be certain things that were going to happen and that we couldn't do the interview and that they were doing this. And I said, wait a minute, hold on, let me go ahead and go to the Newtons. I got Cecil. And I called Pops, and I still had the number because then he made a change, and thanks to BET for making this happen. But I think what I wanted to get to is the fact that he was on my show because we were talking about the NFL and the lack of father presence when it comes to all of these things, and it was him and Ezekiel Elliott's dad, and he was like, man, they don't even let us walk the red carpet. Yeah. When you see what's going on with Shador and what happened with all the backlash of Prime, do you think that it's a deliberate act to not let black fathers be showcased?
Sometimes I do think that it's a form of propaganda a little bit. But, man, shout out to my dad being involved in my life, being present, instilling in me so much wisdom, hard work, discipline. Understand. He didn't tell me how to be an alpha. He showed me. And with that, why I say the propaganda is because you hear these statistics, and I'm always in question, how do you get these statistics? Because that wasn't my reality. Mm-hmm. When you look around sports now, that's not the reality. From Ja Morant's father to the Ball brothers' father to, Deion Sanders' father. We don't have the ability to say, I ain't know my dad. We had the ability to really highlight and showcase our dads and love on them publicly. When I do understand that may not be everybody's reality, but for me, I cannot relate because my father was there. My father is a real one. And as far as the red carpet, he don't too much want to do those type of things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All my dad knows is 285 inside of it.
Yeah.
You know? So growing up or going to Harper Archer High School, you know, those type of things, growing up in Atlanta and really morphing and blossoming into his own, I just wanted to make him proud.
Yeah.
And still to this day, you know, I still have these childlike moments where, you know, I go back in the kid in me and like, man, Pop, did you see that? You know, and I'm talking to my mom, was Pop there? Did he see it?
Right.
You know, because we all need that male presence, no matter how old you are. And I'm just grateful that my father was able to be there every step of the way in my life.
There you go.
Cam, I think a question that a lot of people have for you, with all the layers that you wear, do you be hot? Atlanta's hot. And I'll be like, Cam is wearing a sweater.
No, that's cool. When you cold-hearted like me, sweetheart.
Oh, it don't matter. Okay.
Tell him, haberdashery is never hot.
That's
yo.
that Wakanda in me. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, it's just certain things that you either got or you don't have. So you be. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's just
Next
that.
question: what's under the hat?
Right.
What that look like?
Okay.
I've seen him without the hat a few times.
Okay, so there is like
There is hair under the
There's
hat.
hair, okay.
I think there's like
Oh,
a
wait a
room.
minute.
One time for that. One time, yo.
There's like a misconception, like the hat's attached. It's not. There's
It's
hair.
attached.
Like the old LL Cool J.
It's a superpower for sure. Go do your research.
106 in Sports, Cam Newton, Ashley Nicole Moss, premiering Wednesday, October 15th. Cam, always been a big fan, man. I appreciate you always acknowledging, you know, what we got going on here. Ashley went down the rabbit hole and saw all the great things you're doing.
Oh, thank
Continued
you.
success, and we appreciate y'all's time.
No, for sure. Now, I would say this, bro. Man, Ryan Cameron, you, bro, have been a staple that your impact has been so monumental that not a lot of people know how you look. They know your voice.
Yeah.
That sound like this. I mean, it's just so deep. Like he cuts it on in a way that you know that voice. So when he gets to talking, man, that's the dude that I've been hearing on the radio for so many years. And now to hear, you know, not only just working with the Hawks, not only have worked with the Falcons, and now you're working with Georgia Tech, bro. Like that's something that's extremely commendable. And you just giving, you know, people, not just African Americans, but everybody the opportunity to say, even if you don't play sports, you can be around sports and have your impact. So, bro, thank you for being you and inspiring us all, bro.
One time for that, y'all. One time.
It's Ryan Cameron, Uncensored, Magic 107.5, 97.5, The Real Sound of Atlanta. Shout out to BET. We appreciate the love, you know. We got more coming up. It's Ryan Cameron, Uncensored.